Welcome back to another episode of the Tape Box. You're with your host, Ryan.
I guess that makes me Justin.
And here we are. Once again, coming at you. Not live, but, live in the moment.
In the flesh. In this bitch.
What kind of bullshit are we going to feed these people today?
Well, earlier, when I was sitting on the couch, I was thinking to myself, like $1 million.
What a wonderful world.
What a wonderful. No, $1 million is a lot of fucking money, right?
Yeah, I would say.
Well, yeah, it is. $1 million is a disgusting amount of money.
Yeah.
That's a fucking crazy amount of money.
Yeah, you could spend $1 million in a lot of different ways. But
I feel like people don't appreciate the difference between $1 million and $1 billion. Like, $1 billion is 1,000 times more than $1 million.
Yes, literally 999,999.
It's 999,999,999 cents.
Literally.
And you throw a greasy ass, dirty
penny.
Lincoln penny in that bitch, and it's like $1 billion, $1 billion.
I was at work today, and I was talking to like a couple of my coworkers and shit, and they were we were talking about like million compared to billion, and like the newest because Elon Musk is, as of currently, the richest man in the world.
$191 billion.
Jeff Bezos, which is fucking crazy. We were talking about that today because it just got like all posted and shit. We were like just chilling at work because it was dead as fuck, and as per usual. And we were like, I remember we were talking about like the equivalent of money. Like, if you had $191 billion, you would not. It's impossible to be able to spend that
in a lifetime.
Like, besides if you were like buy Amazon, then like
like if you were like buying like everybody a house and everybody all this crazy shit. Yeah. But even still, you'd probably hardly break $1 billion.
Literally. That's the thing. Like, if you were to buy, like, Amazon, which is worth, like, billions and billions of dollars and all that shit, then sure. But, like, realistically, like, if you were to buy, like, houses, cars, food, drinks, like power, like, all, like, bills and shit. Like, realistic shit.
Yeah.
You would not be able to spend, like, I doubt you could spend $1 billion. Like,
okay, real fast before we continue on this little fucking
tangent
plot hole here.
The rabbit hole.
Just to put it in perspective for anybody listening, $1 million. Okay, let's go with time. We're speaking in terms of dollars, but $1 million seconds is about like 11 days.
Yeah,
but 1 billion seconds is 31.5 years.
Yeah,
I did the math. I've set it all up. 1 billion seconds is 31.5 years. That's
enough for all you routeds out there. 365 days in a year. So that's 365 times 30 some.
Like, man. And fucking, so like those guys, like, like your Jeffries and your Elon Musk's and all those fucking moffs. Those guys have enough money that they could give everybody in the world like $5,000 a day for like ever.
And be so rich.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
But like, listen, because you wouldn't do that either, would you?
Yes.
If you had, you fucking
I wouldn't
would
give everybody money, but I would give the people that I like, that I'm friends with or care about, absolutely.
Well, yes, but that's.
But I wouldn't walk up to a random person and be like,
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, those guys have that money, but I don't blame them for not doing that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't fucking do that.
But for people who have like problems, like if someone was like, "Yeah, I just went through like a blah 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 blah,"
I'd be like, "Wow, that sucks."
I'd be like,
"Guess you should have took care of yourself."
Because that's the thing. If I gave somebody, if they were suffering from like a debt that was like $10,000, what would $10,000 be to me? Literally
nothing. That's like pocket change.
I literally wipe my ass with $10,000 if I had that much money. I would literally take money, wipe my arse, and throw it down the toilet and be like, like, there would be no point. Like, I wouldn't be able to spend that money. I would have to literally get rid of it. Like, I would have to throw it in the garbage. Toilet paper, money. Paper towel, it's like bounty, money. Like,
it's ridiculous.
Like, you cannot spend that much money. And who the fuck? What's gonna happen? Like, he's gonna be able to, like, he's so rich now that he's gonna be able to, like, fucking like all his kids and his grandkids and his grandkids and his kids and grandkids, and like
Dude,
they're still gonna be billionaires.
Elon Musk could fuck off with SpaceX and leave it forever, and he would die a rich man.
Yeah.
I bet he's probably like 50.
He could kill anybody and be like, I'll give you $1 billion.
And he could die.
Shut your mouth.
Literally.
Like, all right.
He could pay off the government.
He is the government.
Yeah. I am the law.
And they tell me money ain't printable. Like, money's printable, but money's like, it's so like...
That's a hard topic to talk about.
I know, but there's no fucking way someone can be worth $191 billion. Because you're telling me...
Because, like, it is, but, like, inflation is, like, so weird. You couldn't, like, print all this money and give it all these people. And
but they're giving him $191 billion. I'm like, yeah, okay. Like,
it's crazy,
sure.
though. I was talking to my dad about this. We were drinking, logically.
That was pretty
And I was talking, like, it's crazy that, say, like, for example, like the Americans get, like, a barrel of oil from Iraq or something.
Right.
They base that price in dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't they base it in, like, euros, or pence, or something? Like, the American dollar has become the high ruler of all currency since before we could remember. Like, the dollar. Like, you base everything in dollars. You wouldn't be like, yeah, I just bought that Big Mac for fucking 3 pence. Nah, dog. Like, I bought that shit for $6. Like...
Oh, so you're saying, like, if they based it in, like, pence, they'd make more money?
No, because it's all, like, relatively, like, the change. But, like, again, in that sense, it's all based upon the dollar. How much it's different compared to the dollar.
Yeah.
You don't say the dollar's worth this much compared to the euro. No, the euro's worth this much compared to the American dollar. It's just weird.
Yeah.
It's awkward.
I see what you're saying.
It's weird to think about that it's all been based upon this one, like, high ruler of currency since way before we were alive. Like, in the fucking 1800s, probably.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Since they were, like, stabbing little fucking...
And it's weird how, like, currency changes. How it can be worth more. Yeah. But it's still printable like it was ages ago.
Exactly, but I can't remember, like, the logical reason, but I remember, like, reading about it and figuring out why they can't just print a shitload of money, because then it, like, the more you print, the more it, like, loses value because there's more of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess so.
But then there's more of it, so it's still worth the same, but you know what I mean? Like, it like, loses value, but there's more of it. Well, so it doesn't really, you just have to have more of it.
Like,
like it doesn't really make sense. I guess
it's kind of the same thing. Like, if you dig up, it's like you went and you dug up one diamond or whatever one day, and then the next day you dug up 10,000 diamonds, you know, or like some shit like that, and then like you have a shit ton of fucking diamonds, like everybody in the world has diamonds, then like it's obviously not going to be as expensive because you can acquire it more.
Everybody has it.
But that's the thing, like money, like to me, in my eyes, my like vision of it is money can't really change. Like it can change, it can. Yes, I understand that, but it's weird how it like money is a set value. Like $10 is really. Like $10, you know.
Well, like the word stays the same, but like it can like buy more or less. It always buys less. You notice how inflation? Well, it's never deflated.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever deflated. Well, since like maybe like the Great Depression or whatever. But.
Think about it this way: is the dollar really increasing or decreasing, or are things just changing in price?
What?
Like if you go to the grocery store,
it's dollars that
Corona,
are increasing.
For example, it was like $27. Now it's like $30. Yeah. You're still paying with $20, but the Corona's more expensive. Like so, the dollar isn't really decreasing. The things are just getting more expensive.
Because the dollar is, like, worth more.
Kind of, I guess.
Well, it's all about the dollar.
Yeah,
it's not. It's not
$20,
like
but things change in price, so you need more
because
of those dollars.
Because the dollar becomes quote quote worth more or whatever. So the things have to raise their price. Things never cost more or less. The numbers just get higher. They don't. Well, no, but like you know what I mean. Like you're buying like. It's hard to explain unless you fucking. Like,
I think we're diving way too fucking deep.
We are. Shit. It's hard to explain unless you get it. Like, like fucking, I don't know a good example. Like fucking like penny candy for like $1, you'd get like say 100 pieces of candy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't think of like a good way to like translate it. Like it's hard.
So like long ago, you can get penny candy. It was literally cost 1 cent, 1 Lincoln penny, like you just said. But now if you go and get like penny candy from like you can't get
There's
penny
no such
candy.
thing as penny
But if
candy.
you go and get like candy from a store or whatever, like for say like a convenience store or whatever, I don't even think they do that anyway. Regardless, it's like you get one piece of candy and it's like 25 cents. But you're still paying with fucking 10 cents, like 10 fucking dollars. Like if you want to put $10 down, right, for penny candy, you would have hundreds upon hundreds of candies. Now you'd have like
so much
7.
candies.
Yeah, so many candies. You'd have like 6. Like like it's like,
but it's
shit
yeah,
just
it's all
costs more, but you're paying with the same amount of money.
It's all because like the quote value is higher.
Yeah.
Of said thing you're buying, said liability that you're purchasing with your monies. Your fucking monies. We're like not smart enough to talk about this.
God
like by no fucking means are we smart enough to talk about this.
Like absolutely not. We're not smart enough to talk about it. But so like back to what we were saying about like the dollar value and like penny candies and buying shit. Is that at the same time, like, you know, like back then, for say if you went in and bought penny candies, you're paying $100. Like, you give them $100 bill, you get more product with that, right? Like back when we can get penny candies.
Yes.
Right? But now you get less value. But think about it if you went back in time, like our grandparents' age, you know, you get like, you know, we make like $15, or no, not 15, fucking like 20, like it's like $12.55 or whatever.
The minimum wage is like,
it's like almost $13, blah blah blah, whatever. $13 for minimum wage or whatever. Back then it was like $6.
Yeah. So thing now,
so they could get like a loaf of bread for like 80 cents.
10 cents.
Now it's like $3.
You go to the movie theater with like a $2 bill.
Yeah, and you get
set.
a whole movie and snacks.
But the whole thing now is like everybody's like begging and pleading for like $15 minimum wage. But like, yeah, okay.
Some
so
places do have
no, but your pay stub's gonna say $15 an hour, but that ticket to the movie and that loaf of bread is gonna be that much more money. So
yeah,
it will like the numbers are higher, but they're not worth more in comparison to what you're getting. So,
right.
like, penny candies now are like $1 candy.
Yeah.
Just per se.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For a straight example.
So, like, everything's inflating. So, like, $20 now was like 20 cents then. Like, for example, it wasn't.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Roughly.
So, like, the numbers are just getting higher. They're not really worth more. Like, it's not worth more for what you're getting compared to then and now. It's just the numbers have just increased so that it looks like everything's better, but things just cost more. So it really doesn't fucking equal out to anything different.
That is 100% true. Absolutely. Think about this, though. Like where we're at now, with like what we're talking about.
Yeah, kick it.
They're printing more money.
Like quote, yes, but they have to.
I know. So, and it is still.
But they're not just gonna print money for everybody because then money doesn't mean anything.
No, that's what I mean. Like that doesn't be like, all right, everybody, here's $1 million. Like like that's not how it works. But they're printing more and more money. Things are just getting more and more expensive. So it's staying at the same amount of money, but we're getting more amount of bills. Like for say if you got back then you get like a $200-$300 pay, right, and that was like a fucking good bit of money.
That was like
now we get like $800-$900 pays.
Yeah,
right.
Easily.
Still the same amount of money. They're printing more, but shit is still the same. Like it still equals out. I mean, back then you can get more for sure.
Yeah.
Like if you make $200,
not really.
You get a loaf of bread for 80 cents. Like
but you only got paid $200.
Yeah, no.
Now we get paid $800, and that loaf of bread's worth like $6.
What? Where are you going for bread?
Well, no, you fucking know what I'm saying, boy. But to put it
it's like $3 for a loaf of bread, and then but how often do you buy bread? When you make sandwiches like me, you buy bread every day.
Yeah, if you're not eating square pizza, who's eating your corners? You know what I'm talking about? That's like an old Greco slogan. Anyways.
Is it?
Yeah.
I used to work at Greco. Yeah. I don't know
if
this.
If you're not eating square pizza, who's eating your corners? Anywho. Because they used to have like
square... I used to work for Greco.
Well, yeah, but we're talking like the 90s. They were making like square pizza exclusively.
Well, they still make... Well, they make rectangle
pizza. Yes, party pizzas. Whatever. Anywho, listen. Before I forget what I want to say, I love hearing it, but I hate like the boomers and all that shit that are like, just print more money, give everybody money. But then you're not going to be able to go and buy a fucking ear of corn and buy your fucking Big Mac meal because everybody has $1 million. Nobody's fucking working for minimum wage anymore.
Yeah,
nobody has to work for that shitty fucking thing to get you this thing that you want to buy. I also... I hate
calm down now there, fucking Peter Pan.
No, I hate people that like go like complain about all this. I hate people that complain about services they demand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, say, Greco or wherever, whatever, fucking some pizza joint, they're like, oh my god, they didn't put my on my and you're like, so I'm not going there anymore. But, like, you're fucking still demanding said fucking service.
Literally.
But you're
it's not
shitting
even,
all
like,
over it.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off.
It's not even
Shut the fuck up.
And some things, like today, for example, someone was like, well, why are these more expensive than these? And they were, like, super, like, basically the same. Like, it was a pair of pants. One of them was straight leg. One of them was tapered leg. They're like, why is one cheaper than the other? I literally looked at them. I was like, I don't make the prices. Like, that's all I said. Like,
I don't make the rules. I
like,
just enforce them.
Yeah, I was like, I don't make the prices, dude. Like, he was like, oh, okay. Like I don't set the rules, bro. You think if I'm getting paid, fucking what I'm getting paid to make these rules? No. Like, I be working in fucking head office in blah, 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 wherever the head office is, and fucking making so much money a year to make prices and shit. I'm not working in-store, working in front of your ass to try to serve you fucking jeans or pants for fucking, like, no.
I also fucking think it's hilarious. All the people that are like, I'm going to call head office. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. They don't care
I'm like, I really hope you do.
I'm like, they don't care about, like, the $20 that you're spending in a month when we make, like, $10 million a fucking month. Like, per se. Nobody fucking cares about you, Joe Blow. Like
who the fuck off. Who are you again?
It's just so goofy.
I remember when he used to work at, like, the other clothing store he used to work at, like, years ago.
Yeah.
I remember, like, someone literally asked me, like, do you guys, like, make the clothes in the back? I was like, fucking excuse me? Like, you really think I have time to run a store and sew your fucking t-shirt together?
You're like, yeah, we got Johnny and Alex back there sewing fucking jeans together.
Like, nah.
Throwback to the first episode, IKEA jeans.
Yeah. The plants. But I don't have fucking time to sew you together a pair of fucking cheap-ass jeans.
Could you imagine? Like, that's a legitimate question, too. It's like, it blows my mind.
They weren't like, do you make it go back? They were like, can you make me something go back? Like, do I kind of, like, come back later? I was like...
Who am I, tip-top fucking tailors? No, go fucking make yourself some damn jeans,
I don't fucking make jeans. I sell them, okay? And I barely do that.
Like, yeah, I can barely sell you these jeans, apparently, because you want to know if I can make you better ones.
Yeah, I'm like, I cannot. You think if I was making jeans, would I be here? No, I'd be in Bangladesh. Like,
oh, my God. Oh, man. That's also fucking crazy, too.
I'm not shitting on y'all, I swear.
Yeah, if you're listening in Bangladesh, much love.
Much love. But that's crazy, though, as well. Yeah, they get, like, super, super shitty pay.
There's just, like, 900 people sitting in front of, like, a sewing machine.
But do you think their money's worth more over there? Like, do they get paid in, like, American dollars or Canadian dollars?
No, they'd get paid in whatever they're...
But would they get paid in that? Translate money or like
no, it'd be worth whatever it is over there.
Like $10 would be worth like
yeah
like, that's what I'm saying.
Like if
so
you go
like $10
you could go like I don't know for fucking example like you could go to like I don't know I don't want to sound like a fucking reject but you could go to like fucking like Zimbabwe with like $100 and be fucking king shit.
You have like go get of money. It's just like places are like have like more poverty level. I think that's like why. Like
rightfully so though, because they don't have fucking money.
Well, that's the thing. I was talking to like one of the guys I work with, and they're from India, and they were saying that like the tuition here that they have to pay to go to school is like somewhat of like $30,000. Like, because it's like way more. It's like $8,000 a semester. So if
that's like a reasonable salary.
If they take like a doctorate or some shit like that, they're in school for like 4 or 5 years. So it's like $30,000. And I was like, well, what does that like translate like Canadian dollars to that? He was like, if you went over right now with $30,000, you could literally build a brick mansion and live in it for $30,000 Canadian. In like, I don't even know what, like, I'm not sure if it's like, oh, it's a rupees.
Rupees.
That's what it is.
Is that Buddy's brother that I know?
No.
Okay.
He was saying that you could literally build like a mansion, like a fucking home.
You could
for
build like a
17
palace.
people for like $30,000 in brick, like a brick,
And
too,
think-
not like
and-
wood,
and
not
think-
shitty drywall, like full on like stone brick, like. And
Think how much we pay for a house here. You pay like $500,000 for a house here.
for like a nice house. If you go to like downtown and you get like a decent little like townhouse,
If you buy a house
like
in like the South
300,000.
End, yeah, you get like.
I'm like, what the fuck? It's made out of like rotten wood. I'm like, and like shitey ass drywall.
Yeah.
Like this is like a brick mansion house. Like
Well, what it
it's
is
like
is you're
4 or 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. Like it's.
Well, the majority of what it is you're paying for the land. You're paying for the locale. You're paying for where you are.
Yeah.
Because like talk about like back when we're like back home in the valley. Like if you buy like a property or like a house on like the North Mountain, you're like, that's cheap. But you know why? Because it's not shitty land. That's fucking great land up there. Like it's great land, but it's not like rural land. Like it's not like where you would quote want to be.
It's far out and it's like so much more snow and like
it's not where you'd quote want to be. But the land's so cheap, you could build a fucking crazy house up on the North Mountain and be fucking living like a king.
Yeah, if you spend like $300,000, you could build like a fucking house.
You'd be
and
out
like
there.
you have like acres and acres of land.
Yeah.
But here you spend $300,000 and your next door neighbor is in your ass. Like
yeah, literally, they're like, "How you doing, Jimmy?"
Yeah,
You're like, "Pretty good, Ron."
You gotta build a fence around your fucking like booty button. Like,
yeah, you got to build a house around your tight-fitting jeans like, to even get by. It's ridiculous. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's horrible. And like house inflation has been like going up crazy since like COVID or
Since
no,
ever.
it went down but then it
Yeah.
spiked again. Once,
Because
like,
people
COVID.
realized it was going down, so they're like, "Oh, never mind."
Yeah, because then they started buying property, and then everyone
Just
was
like-
getting on the bandwagon at the same time.
Exactly.
So
you got to
that's
try
the
and
thing. It's a fucking bandwagon. And life is a fucking bandwagon. Okay?
you got to try and be a financial hipster in this era. You got to try and grab things before they're cool. Like, dude,
stocks.
like yeah, dude, the people that bought Bitcoin back in like 2003 are like trillionaires right now.
I used to work with this guy, actually. I used to work at a call center for internet service company. And he had bought Bitcoin when it like had first come out. And he was buying it for like fucking whatever it was at the time. It was like $1 or
Yeah, a
something
couple
like
dollar
that.
stock.
For like a full-on share in like Bitcoin. And then he bought like fucking... I think he only put like $10 in it or something like that. He was like, yeah, it's probably
Even
nothing.
still.
But this is like a while ago, like a fucking while ago.
Yeah.
He sold it for $80,000,
Man.
and he was only like, he was like maybe 30. Like because he bought it like right when it came out. And he was like a child, like but his dad was like a super like, he was like into like stocks and investing and all that shit. So he was like, well, we'll try this, and then like because he wanted to get his son into it and all that shit like early. And they came across fucking Bitcoin, and it was like, oh, it's new. It's in like the newest cryptocurrency. Like it is cryptocurrency. Like it was the first cryptocurrency, I think.
Bitcoin like is the cryptocurrency.
Yeah. So then they bought it, and now he's like, like
it's crazy.
And he was working just because he wasn't bored. Like he was bored. He didn't want to be bored.
One time, I got this like crusty little fucking email from this dude that was like, I have all this information on you, and if you don't send me... Literally, what it said, if you don't send me 1,000 Bitcoin, that I'll, like, leak all this information to all these people.
And you were like, I hope a bitch...
I was like, 1 Bitcoin is, like, almost $100,000.
Is it?
Maybe not literally. I'll check, like, real quick. I'll check right now. But I remember that fucking...
I think it's... Last time I checked, I'm pretty sure it's literally like 13,000.
How much is 1 Bitcoin? It's almost $50,000 Canadian.
Yeah.
And he was like, if you don't send me 1,000 Bitcoin, I was like, are you fucking high?
What are you smoking?
I was like, I would rather you leak all of my Pornhub searches than me try and come up with
1,000 Bitcoin.
However much that is, because I don't even want to do that right now.
They'd be like
50,000 times 1,000.
They'd be like $5 million or something like that.
I'm like,
or like some shit.
Are you fucked?
Yeah. I'm like, excuse me.
I'm like, I would rather people know that I watch midget interracial gangbang porn.
Holy shit.
Not actually.
Well, you just exposed yourself.
Not actually, but you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
He was like, oh, I have all this information and I'll leak all this if you don't send me. I was like, what? 1,000 Bitcoin is what he said. I'm like, are you? I like literally as soon as I read this, I was like,
you sound fucking crazy, man.
I was like,
you know that?
I was like, this is fake. Fuck off. I didn't say anything. I was just like, delete. I was like, fuck off. Whatever.
Actually, funny story that might take up some time. I got this job offer once, and it was through like Indeed, so I was like, which is like a job,
legit,
yeah, and it was for like a mystery shopper job, which is like, you know what mystery shoppers are? It's like people who like come into businesses and they'll buy something, like just something small, but then they'll like observe the service and then they like report back to their company.
Oh, yeah, undercover boss.
It literally happens all the time.
I am actually president of the company.
All my old jobs and shit like that, and sometimes like the job I'm at now, like it happens regularly. And so I thought I had this like job like down pat, and it was like super legit. And I was like signing papers and like all this shit. Yeah, like it was real. And then like I like went into this company once, and I bought something from them. Right, it was just like a couple bucks. It was like a coffee place, and I reported back to them. But then they asked me to like go to this convenience store and like buy something and like do something with like Bitcoin. And I just told them, I was like, go fuck yourself. Like I was like, this has been, because it started to seem sketchy, like through the way, and I was like, all right. I was like, I'm gonna be observant to this now. So I didn't give them any like super information. Like they have like, you know, like my name, but like you can fucking find someone's name out like regardless. But they did. I didn't like tell them like my like social like SIN number or anything like that, or like my address or like nothing like that, or anything my banking information. But yeah, so they came up with this fucking shit like, yeah, go to this coffee place, buy this, and tell us how it was. And then after they told me that weird shit, it was just like, no. So then I called the boss guy, and it was his picture was of like a Caucasian old man, and it was like somebody like from another state, like the accent was like completely different.
Yeah, you could tell.
And I was like, just let you know, buddy, like you're fucked. Like
yeah,
yeah.
Good like, man, good for you, good for you. Fuck but, yeah, fuck them.
Yeah,
fuck those guys. Because what those people are just like clinging to anything. They're just trying to claim money out of any deep little fucking gross pocket they can. And they're just trying to like use people like you because they get your SIN number and they're like, fuck this guy. And they'll just like raid you for everything, take your money, that's it.
And like this poor girl, fucking bless her soul, that I work with, she just got scammed out of $1,500.
You work with her now?
Yeah. Because of like some like apartment shit. I'm not gonna like say anything, but like
that doesn't matter. But.
Yeah, fucking poor, bless her soul, because like she lost a bunch of money just because somebody was fucking a little fucking bitch, and they decided to take her money from her when she was trying to find a place to look for, and it's fucking sad.
So I don't want to get into it.
But yeah,
I was gonna ask, but it's not important.
We're fucking diving into this way too far.
Yeah,
I think we should fucking hop out this bitch.
Yeah, we don't have to dive too much further into this piece. But. So why don't all of y'all lovely, ugly faced,
or beautiful faced,
or beautiful faced, whoever you feel like you are today, whoever you identify as.
Yeah, we ain't discriminating.
Follow us on all of our social medias, please. We got Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You're available to this podcast on YouTube and Spotify at the Tape Box, of course, linked in our personal and on our Instagram bio and Twitter, pin tweet and bio, all that fun shit. So check in next time, and we'll see you then.
Later on, y'all.